Hello, everyone. My name is Eric Palmer, and I will be discussing the impact of the Mediterranean diet as an adult athletic performance. A systematic review. Here's a brief overview on what I will be discussing in my presentation today. The background of the study, the all definitions to the Mediterranean diet, medical terms are related to the Mediterranean diet, and the performance of measurements are terms used in this review. The Mediterranean diet has a reputation as the heart healthy diet. It can decrease chances of cardiovascular disease, or CVD for short. It can also help out with all normal blood pressure, all levels, reduce both forms of inflammation, and have all normal cholesterol levels. I will be discussing the all normal levels of these terms in the next slide. I will be also discussing what all the performance terms are and their importance in their athletic performance in the future. Now, what is the Mediterranean diet? It's a way of eating all based on countries all bordering the Mediterranean Sea. It's high in all veggies, fruits, whole grains, beans, nuts, and seeds, and olive oil, herbs, and spices. It all limits red meat and added sugar, and weekly all portions of poultry, fish, and eggs. And I include a infographic on the right hand side for you everyone to all look at. Now here, oh, no, sorry about that. I will be discussing what cardiovascular disease is. It's a group of disorders of the heart and blood all vessels. It all includes, but not all limited to, coronary heart disease, upper pulmonary heart disease, and all general heart disease. As of 2024, it's the leading cause of death. And in 2022, there was over 700,000 all deaths occurred. And now I will be discussing both forms of inflammation. Acute is a short-term response of the all body response to all minor injuries or all infections. So that can be like our all cuts, our all scrapes on our all leg or anywhere on our body, or be like it all sick. For all chronic, it's all long term. It's the all body's immune all system, and it remains active, potentially causing all damage to all tissues and organs, contributing to all various all diseases. Chronic occurs in athletes who either overtrain, have inadequate recovery, make poor dietary choices, they have high stress all levels, and all this all can all lead to all poor performance, high chance of injury, or an early retirement. Cholesterol is a all waxy, a fat like all substance, all found in all body cells, and the body all needs them all to make hormones, all to the all vital, all substances, and too much cholesterol can lead to heart problems. Total cholesterol should be all below 200 milligrams per deciliter. Anything above is dangerous. All blood pressure is the force of blood pushing against the walls of your arteries as your heart pumps. Other two all categories for all blood pressure. You have your osys, systolic and your diastolic. To be in all normal, all levels, your systolic has to be below 120, and your all diastolic has to be below 80. Anything all above that can all lead to hypertension. Now, these are all the all definitions for athletic performance. My first one is muscular endurance. It's the ability of a muscle or group of muscles to sustain a repeated contractions against resistance over an extended period of time. Recovery time is the amount of time the body takes to reach full recovery from all rigorous activity. And aerobic power is the maximal amount of power exerted all during a very short but high intensity, all durations, and it usually all lasts for less than 5 seconds. Rate of preserved exertion, or RPE for short, is a subjective scale used to measure the intensity of physical activity based on how different it feels to the person, and it ranges from 0 to 10, 10 being the max exertion. Lastly is the all body composition, or a BMI for short. It's the a distribution of different tissues that make up the human body, and it's the all balance of lean all tissue. Now I included all picture or graph of the proper all BMI all ranges for men and all women. And my purpose of the study is to analyze and all figure out whether or not the Mediterranean diet is effective in adult athletic performance in their sport or when performing in the gym. I chose this all purpose because I'm fascinated with sports nutrition and always all wanted to find ways to help all my performance and my all future clients. All this diet all came to mind because of the all benefits that I discussed previously. My literature review. My inclusion and exclusion criteria. For my inclusion, I had all adult professional athletes ranging from 18 to 50 years old. They had to be on the Mediterranean diet for at least 4 days or more. I had to have two performance measurements or more. Anything less, I didn't include. And my publication dates was set to the last 7 years, so I can try to get the most up-to-date information possible. And I used English was my only all language, and I included all genders. And my exclusion criteria, and include any young athletes, or gym enthusiasts, or the all normal person from the general population. And I'd include any studies that had all the performance, all measurements, all but the all Mediterranean diet wasn't the main all diet all used. And now my all databases, I sorted through 5 databases and came out with 164 potential journals. I removed all 5 journals, and that were all duplicates. I did screen over 159, and I removed 49 because the title and abstract was irrelevant to my review. That left me with 110, and I removed 33, all because it was either young athletes in the study, or gym enthusiasts, or an everyday person, or the incorrect diets were used. And it all compared with a performance, all measurements, but didn't have enough, or the right diet was not included. And that led me with 6 all, all journal articles. My all study design, I have 2 randomized control studies, 1 logical experimental study, 1 review, 2 cross-sectional studies. Here's my all data extraction table. With these 2 all studies, the sample size was low, and used 2 all diets, and all measured a couple of the same outcomes and measurements. These were 2 different all studies from the same researcher. The researcher used the same all study and diet, and outcomes were similar, and all performance was too. Of the first study had the largest sample size and used the most diets, where the last one had the least amount. And now this would all follow into my CRAP analysis. All right, the crap analysis. It's a method of evaluating the credibility of info, all sources by assessing currency, relevance, authority, accuracy, and a purpose. For my methodology, all evaluations, all the majority of them were all 15s. I took off some points for relevance of the reasons I all stated previously for the respective all studies. And my overview of characteristics of the publication dates were from 2019 to 2024. And the adults or athletes in the study ranges from 18 to 50. All my genders were both male and female. The all BMI for all of these athletes and the all studies were all normal. And their career, they had to be at least professional for at least 1 year, and they had to have a high activity level. And my diets included were the Western diet, and the Western diet is the typical American diet, and that's not nutrient dense, has a ton of processed foods, and has all foods that has a ton of all ingredients in them, and then you can have a pop soda, all you name it. It's it's what the typical American has on a all daily basis. The carb control diet is the all Mediterranean diet, but it's carb controlled and it has the Mediterranean diet on there still. For the carb control, all diets use, and they use two different ones, 45 to 45% and 55 to 60%. It's the athletes with a diet. They either used all those two all percentages for their all daily calorical intake of carbohydrates. For the high protein and low calorie diet, they use 30 to 35% of their total intake coming from all protein, and while being in a calorie deficit, calorie all deficit, they chose high protein because protein helps us with all preserving and all building all muscle. So they wanted to see if a high protein diet can help all sustain the all muscle and all make it all stronger. All for the antioxidant diet, it's a all diet that all focuses heavily on antioxidants. It's really similar to the Mediterranean diet with a less all focus on animal products. Now the performance, all measurements in all included, all for the all grip strength. It all they use a handheld all dynamometer, and how reviewers all took in results were the all pounds, and they just squeeze it to see how strong the athlete's all grip is, and they measure it out in pounds. And for and a little bit of power, the taller the athlete can jump, all the better all power. And they use a vertical all jump test to all measure the height of the jumps. For strength endurance, all they did a one rep all max of the upper and lower body. For the upper body, they use a one rep max bench press, and for the lower body, they use a one rep max of the barbell squat. And for the rate of perceived exertion, and they use a 5 kilometer run and asked all participants how they felt after their run by using the RPE scale. My analysis and all findings, all 5 out of the 6, all showed increases in 4 out of the 5, all showed a performance, all measurements in the experimental group, which is also the Mediterranean diet. 2 of the 6 showed explosive power growth in their upper performance. All measurements, 3 out of the 6, all showed all strength and endurance is affected, and it helps with all performance. And only one study analyzed the RPE, which I didn't all like that. I wish they had all more, which I'll be discussing in my all limitations. And my conclusion overall of the Mediterranean diet showed a significant effect on performance in adult professional athletes. Strength, weaknesses, and limitations. All strength is they had a wide range of diets was included in the control group. The access to multiple databases through the all library, and now the all weaknesses is the VO2 max was not included in the performance of measurements. All VO2 max is an important measurement in all performance because it's a test that all measures the maximal amount of oxygen in the body and can use all during intense exercise. It's a all key performance all measure, and it was left out. And my all sample size was less than 100 participants for 5 other studies. All some all studies analyzed the all same sport that the athletes were in, and I believe if they had all more professional athletes in all different sports, it would I'll make this review more all concrete and all convincing, and I just wanted to see more and to just solidify everything. And I didn't have that all much time to analyze this systematic review. It was all to me, and I could only have a limited time and just use the resources for myself. And my discussion and future research. Well, many studies all use two or more different types of diets as the control group. Some studies show the all different diets have a positively effect on the athlete's performance, just as long as they adhere to their respective all diet and recovery. I believe future studies should analyze their performance against, as I stated previously, how they should include of more athletes in all different sports, and all they should include athletes that have are like either underweight or have a or overweight, as I do know in some sports, like if you're overweight is being good, and like all sumo, all wrestling, and for all runners, it tends to be all the opposite. You're underweight. So I would love to see all those two analyzed all together or all separate. And I would love to see VO2 max used as a performance measurement in the studies as well. And here are my works cited. And that is it.